It is the block B said to be moving downward with velocity of 10 meter per second. Okay. So if the block B moves downward with the velocity of 10 meter per second, then with what velocity A can move? When the string connecting the block A makes 37 degree with horizontal, the string connecting block A is making 37 degree with horizontal, then what should be the velocity of the end A? Try this one. Sriram, what is the answer? Prathamesh? See, can you try the question like this? In the given diagram, if I assume this length as L1, okay, from this fixed support, this much is, for example, L2, and this part, for example, L3, okay. If this is L1, from the all measurements taken from fixed portion, fixed position, from here I am taking this much L1, from here I am taking this much L2. So if this much L2 and this much is L1, then this part of the string, this can be written as L1 minus L2, right? And this is L3. So altogether taking total length of the string is constant. If I take the total length of the string here in this diagram is constant, therefore can I write down L1 plus L1 minus L2 plus of L3 equals to total length assumed? Length of the string in this arrangement, this part is L1, this part is L1 minus L2 and this part is L3. So sum of these three portions of the string is equal to the total length, and as we know the total length, whatever it is constant in value. So if it is constant in value, now I can differentiate this relation so as to establish the relation between the terms which are changing here. Basically this is twice of L1 minus L2 plus L3 equals to capital L, that is now differentiating with respect to t. If I differentiate this expression with respect to t, then it will be 2 into dl1 dt minus dl2 dt will be 0 because L2 is constant in this part. This pulley is fixed with the support, this support. So L2 is not going to change. So being L2 constant, its derivative must be 0 plus dl3 by dt, that must be equal to 0. Total length is constant, its derivative must come to 0. So ultimately we are getting the relation between dl1 dt with dl3 dt. So we are getting what? Twice of dl1 dt is basically minus of dl3 dt. So again negative sign is just because of the reason that one portion is decreasing, L1 is decreasing, on the other side L2 is increasing, or vice versa. As it is said that B is moving downward, so L1 is increasing, then L3 is decreasing. That is the opposite in nature of their changes. One is increasing, another one is decreasing. That's why they are appearing as the opposite, they are appearing with the opposite sign. Now question arises, we are supposed to calculate the velocity of the block A. That means we need to know the velocity in this direction. We need to know the velocity in this direction, but we are getting it here, dl3 by dt will be coming along this. Got my point? So what dl3 by dt we are getting, dl3 by dt in modulus magnitudically we are getting twice of dl1 by dt. So dl1 by dt is about the velocity of the block B, which is given 10. So it is 20 meter per second. So far as 3 by dt along the length of L3, the string changes its length by this speed, but we are not supposed to calculate the change of length of the string or the speed of the string along its length. Rather, we need to know the velocity of the block. So if this is the velocity v dash, suppose 20 meter per second, like this, we got this speed as 20 meter per second. We are concerned with this, so that means we are suppose want to know this, and this is v dash as I said. So here what we have to do, we need to resolve v, not v dash, because what will be the difference between this, we need to understand this specifically. If we resolve v dash, then what will happen? If I simply resolve v dash, then you see what we are getting. We are getting two components like this, isn't it? Are you getting me? Tell me yes or no. Yeah. So if I resolve v dash on the basis of this 37, that means definitely I will get one value in this direction as v dash cos 37, but I cannot ignore the presence of v dash sin 37. Isn't it or not? So if it is possible, that means the block is not only moving horizontally leftward, it is moving upward also. But practically the moving block A is not having any vertical movement in the situation. So that means this concept is wrong. We cannot resolve v dash, because if we do that to get the effect along horizontal part is as v dash cos 37, then the other component which will be v dash sin 37, that too should be taken into account. That means motion should also be taking place along the vertical line, but no such things is happening. Okay, so that's why instead of resolving v dash, we must resolve v. If we resolve v in two component, this is one component, this is another component. So you can see this component is obstructed by the floor given over here. So that means resolution of v along this direction on the basis of 37 degree, that will be v cos 37. Got my point? So this is possible that v cos 37 will be equal to the numerical value of what? V dash. So therefore we can write down that v dash is equal to v cos 37, and as because we need to know v, so v can be written v dash by cos 37. Got my point? So therefore numerical value will be 20 into by cos 37 means 4 by 5. When you reciprocate it, it is 5 by 4. So it is ultimately 25 meter per second. So velocity of the block A, will be 25 meter per second in the leftward direction. Got this argument? So go through it.